been making a video every day for an entire year, and I've been doing so to be able to reach 10 million streams on Spotify, be consistent in my creative endeavors, and also just because it's fun. And one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot in the last few days and the last few weeks is the idea of comparison. I've struggled with comparison for a long time because a lot of artists benefit from being able to relate and compare to other artists that already exist. And I see a lot of the artists that blow up right now, especially on TikTok or on other social media platforms, have like a slide deck. Like, you were early to Eminem, you were early to whoever, then you find me. Or, you know, I like to listen to Skrillex, I like to listen to this, look, now you found me. Oh, if so-and-so and so-and-so made music together, you'd find me. And some people say like you don't want to relate that much to someone because then people start to compare you to that artist. And I do agree to that, but I also think it makes being able to place the music into a genre and into an understanding of that music easier, if that makes any sense. And so one of the things that I've been thinking about is how to relate in terms of equating my music to something. And I struggle because I really haven't found a pillar to kind of branch off of in terms of music marketing. And I realize that it's because it's hard for me to compare. And that's not like a flex or anything. It's just one of the things that I've been thinking about because I want to be able to have people resonate with a part of it and also be able to market myself. And it's one thing to see like other people who market themselves that way, find an audience, blow up, you know, have something that people can relate to. Think about what a tour is going to look like for them. Think about what a show is going to look like for them. Whereas for me, it's like, how am I supposed to know that if I don't have something I can compare to? And so it's one of those things where the more I think about it, the harder it gets. But at the same time, I, think of the old classic saying, comparison is a thief of joy, etc. And I don't think that's necessarily true either. I think it's okay to compare and kind of put together ideas on how to move forward, because a lot of people have good ideas and a lot of people have done that thing before. And so you can compare, figure out what worked for them, what didn't, and then build off of that and move forward. But for me, it's like I don't really have anything to compare to, and I also don't have anyone I can relate to in that way. And so it's one of those things that I think about with music marketing and just in general, whether that's a job, whether that's art, anything like that. It's one of those things where it's hard to figure out. But at the end of the day, I try not to compare myself because I know that I have unique music. I know that I can find my audience, and I try and tell myself that being unique, being different is okay and it's good. But it can be hard, especially being indie, to see other indie artists shine that way and figure out ways to work themselves into a genre or a tour or a show because they relate to that music. For me, it was always hard because I was always the outlier of every show, of every, thing, unless I was like headlining it, which wasn't very often. So if I were fit into a show, I was like the odd one out, the black sheep, if you will. And so being that way, it can be hard, especially as a musician, because all these people relate in such a way, like they listen to the same artists, they have the same vibe, they work on the same type of thing. And like, I've always kind of been on the outskirts, but it's something that I'll get over. It's just one of those things where I'm learning that to be able to move forward, I want to try to stop comparing and be more a standing pillar than anything else. And maybe one day I'll be able to figure out how to market myself well. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow.